In 1921, a man named Henry Newman would coin a phrase that has since sparked intrigue around the world: the Abominable Snowman. When people think of cryptozoology, the first three they tend to think of are Bigfoot, Nessie, and the Yeti. Though many people now lump the Yeti in with Bigfoot, considering them offshoots from a similar family line. Yet the Yeti, or Abominable Snowman, as coined by Henry Newman, a Calcutta Statesman newspaper columnist in 1921, is a little different. He wrote of a sighting by Sir C.K. Howard Berry, at the time Lieutenant Colonel, and his party. They claimed to have seen dark forms moving along on a 20,000-foot high snowfield above their location in the Lapkala Pass in the Himalayas. This was the first Western sighting considered credible of what had once been thought a myth. Creatures described as hairy, upright humanoids. They'd been spotted and considered real for a long time by the locals of Tibet, Sikkim, Bhutan, Mustang, and Nepal. Later, on September 22, 1921, Howard Berry found footprints 3 times those of normal humans at the same site he and his party had witnessed the creatures roaming about. Local Sherpas contended that the prints belonged to the Meto Kangmi, according to Howard Berry. Newman's mistake was due to Howard Berry's mistranslation of the word Mette, not realizing the Sherpa recognized several creatures with this generic, non-specific phrase. The error was doubled down on when Newman switched Howard's Meto Kangmi to Mech Kangmi, which Newman described as a Tibetan word meaning abominable snowman, while the name comes from a compounded mistranslation of a generic Tibetan word. This still proved to be a momentous occasion in the history of cryptozoology, as Ivan T. Sanderson, a world-renowned British biologist and writer, would go on to write, "The result was like the explosion of an atomic bomb." The melodramatic nature of the name, Abominable Snowman, ignited a massive amount of press intrigue. Coverage in the newspaper dramatically increased as several more expeditions to climb Mount Everest had sightings of their own. The creature, known as the Abominable Snowman to many, is neither abominable nor a creature that lives in or is made of snow. These creatures tend to live a quiet existence in the warm, misty valleys of the Himalayas, using the snowy mountain passes to travel between areas. This is where their large, puzzling footprints are found. Contrary to popular belief, they aren't white, nor is the Abominable Snowman a single creature, but a species. A more fitting general term for the Abominable Snowman is the Sherpa word Yeti, which roughly translates to that there thing. Yetis are known as massive, human-like creatures covered in thick, dark fur, with long arms that hang down to their knees, much like those of great apes. In an 1832 issue of the Journal of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, we have the first known reference in English to the animal. A sighting by native hunters in a province in northern Nepal is mentioned in the issue, recounting a hairy, tailless biped. The writer was a British resident in the area and thought that the natives had seen an orangutan, though they are not known to inhabit mainland Asia. Major L.A. Waddell had dismissed the sightings as either great yellow snow bears or otherwise tall tales. When Howard Berry had first seen the tracks, he believed that they were probably caused by a large loping grey wolf, which in the soft snow formed double tracks rather like those of a barefoot man. Yet this did not match up with the descriptions of the footprints, or the fact that the Himalayas are not known to be home to any wolf species. The British photographer N.A. Tombazi saw, in 1925, a nude figure in outline, exactly like a human being walking in the snow at about 15,000 feet near a glacier in the Himalayan mountain range. The creature's tracks were, according to Tombazi, similar in shape to those of a man, but only 6 or 7 inches long by 4 inches wide at the broadest part of the foot. The prints were undoubtedly of a biped, the order of spore or tracks, having no characteristics whatever of any imaginable quadruped. In September of 1998, an American mountain climber named Craig Kalonika was on his return trip back down to base camp on the Chinese side of Mount Everest witnessed 2 bipedal forms walking together. They featured thick, shiny black fur, long arms, and large hands. The Yeti. The Nepali cook on the party also saw the Yeti. Craig was very insistent that what he saw was not human, not a gorilla, not a bear, not a goat, and it was not a deer. Reinhold Messner, a famous Italian mountain climber, told reporters that in both 1986 and 1997, he experienced 4 Yeti sightings in total. In one instance, he said he was close enough to one individual to touch the creature. He obtained a skeleton and took clear photos of the animals. Messner alleged that they were large bears that would often walk upright. His book, Yeti, Legende und Wirklichkeit, published in 1998 in German, revealed nothing groundbreaking, however. Wolf, bear, orangutan, a creature of myth and legend, or perhaps an unknown anthropoid. Mountaineers round the world have made claims of witnessing the creature, each adding new layers to what is believed about the Abominable Snowman, or Yeti as many of us now refer to the creature. For now, this creature remains a cryptid, but will it always? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.